Welcome back. 15 minutes after the hour. The FBI is seeking to interview all 6 Democrats who took part in a video reminding troops to refuse illegal orders. It has sparked a Pentagon investigation of Senator Mark Kelly. In that 90-second video, the lawmakers, all former military or intelligence officers, remind military personnel of their right to, in their words, refuse illegal orders. Since then, President Trump has repeatedly accused the lawmakers of seditious behavior that is punishable by death. Appearing on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Arizona Senator, retired fighter pilot, and astronaut Mark Kelly described the moment he found out about the president's reaction to that video.
And I'm sitting next to Alyssa Slotkin. It's my colleague, also caught up in all of this. And you can't take your phones in there, so no devices. So somebody comes in the middle of our brief, slips her a piece of paper. And I take a look at the piece of paper, and it says, "The president is calling for your execution," to her, to Alyssa. So she looks at me, she gets up, she walks out. About 5 minutes later, she comes back in, looks at me and says, "Well, he's calling for your execution, too."
Senator Slotkin said the Democrats were notified about the Justice Department's probe by the FBI's Counterterrorism Division. So where do things stand with the DOJ inquiry and the one launched by the Pentagon, focused specifically on Senator Kelly? NewsNation's Hannah Brandt is live on Capitol Hill with the latest. Hannah, good afternoon.
Hi, Nick. We've learned that these interviews that the FBI and the DOJ are requesting with the 6 lawmakers are going through the sergeants at arms in the House and the Senate. And this move from the Trump administration is causing a stir, not just among the 6 lawmakers who are involved, but also among their colleagues here in the Capitol, including some Republican lawmakers. I want to first give you a look at the defiant joint statement that the 6 Democratic lawmakers issued in response to these interview requests. They said in that statement, President Trump is using the FBI as a tool to intimidate and harass members of Congress. We swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution. We will not be bullied. We will never give up the ship. Now, one of those 6 lawmakers, Senator Mark Kelly, is facing even more intense scrutiny over his part in this video because as a retired Navy captain, Senator Kelly is the only one who falls under the jurisdiction of military courts. And with that knowledge in mind, War Secretary Pete Hegseth has asked the Navy to investigate Kelly, saying he wants to be briefed on the outcome of that by December 10th. Hegseth also slamming all of the lawmakers involved in the video, saying in a post, as veterans of various sorts, the seditious 6 knew exactly what they were doing, sowing doubt through a politically motivated influence operation. Now, I mentioned there are some Republicans taking issue with how all of this is playing out. Among them, Senator Lisa Murkowski, who spoke up in defense of Senator Kelly and the other Democrats, writing in a post of her own to accuse him and other lawmakers of treason and sedition for rightfully pointing out service members can refuse illegal orders is reckless and flat out wrong. Also saying she believes the Department of Defense and FBI should have higher priorities than this investigation, which she refers to as frivolous. Now, it's pretty unclear exactly where this investigation goes from here, but what we do know is the Trump administration is clearly taking the president's claims against these lawmakers very seriously, and these lawmakers are not backing down from their comments, even in the face of these consequences, Nick.
Hannah, these 6 Democrats are now receiving specific death threats in the wake of that video and the president's response. What more are we learning in that regard?
Yeah, that's right. They say almost immediately they started seeing an increase in these death threats. Specifically, we saw Congressman Jason Crow, who posted a compilation video of some of the calls that he said his office has received in the aftermath of those attacks from President Trump. Now, I want to warn people before we give you a listen to some of them. There is violent language in this video he posted, and certainly some expletives as well. But take a listen to part of what he posted.
You deserve to die. I hope you all get murdered. I hope you all get throat slashed.
You disgraced America, and I pray you die today, but not before your family does. I pray they die a painful death.
So some pretty serious and pretty frightening language there. Senator Mark Kelly saying all 6 lawmakers have received those kinds of death threats in regards to this situation. We have reached out to the U.S. Capitol Police to see if they're investigating this specific increase in attacks these lawmakers say that they're hearing. but we haven't heard back from them yet.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.